Hey everybody, this is James, just bringing you a little bit more from a recent investigation at the old Spanish Fort Cemetery, north of Nocona, Texas. I went out there with What the Paranormal the day before Halloween. And this is been out to the cemetery many times myself, because I've got, as I mentioned in the video, I've got family buried out there, but even before any of my family was buried out there, back in the early 90s, several of us used to go out there. We'd go out there at night a lot, and I'd hear people tell stories, but I never saw anything myself, felt anything myself. I got to say, this time around, that is the oddest I've ever felt going out to that cemetery. And I think one of the reasons why is there is I guess it would be the northwest corner of it. And I never thought about this until I started going over the video and everything. I've never really gone into that area. I've always been drawn away from that. It wasn't like a conscious, I don't want to go over there. But I'd just be walking around, I'd always just kind of steer clear of that area. And I never really thought about that until we went out there and I started going over everything. And I don't know if I've ever really gone into that part of it before. And really that's what we did get. And really we didn't get a whole lot. But what we did get was mostly right around in that area. And it's kind of one of those odd investigations that most of the evidence is what we didn't pick up. We were having camera problems, got some weird stuff on audio. I was having SD card problems. It said my memory was in, but there's no reason that the memory should have been full on the card. Now that little one I used the second time, that one probably filled up pretty quick. With that first one, I didn't have a whole lot on that card. And it was telling me the memory was full. A lot of the video that Amy and Laney took just wasn't there when I got home. But we did get some stuff we can present. And I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. This first one was actually earlier in the day, because I thought, I wasn't sure how nighttime video would go out there, so I thought, well, it being fairly close, and then of course I can always go out there and visit my mother's grave, and I thought I want to get some shots of in the daytime, so everybody can actually see it really well. And this is just one little thing that happened during that. It's not much. It's one of those. It could be something. It could be nothing. It just caught my ear as I was going back over the video. And of course, as always on this, I'll play the little snippet I'm talking about 3 times just to kind of highlight that part. It's really a nice cemetery, pretty cemetery. There are definitely worse places to be laid to rest. Okay, there's that horse. To be laid to rest. To be laid to rest. To be laid to rest. Alright, the second one is, we're well into the investigation. We're over there in that part, in that northeast corner, or that northwest corner that I was talking about. And Laney had sat down in front of Dora Cook's grave, the 4-year-old girl that was buried out there in the late 1800s. And I picked up this noise. And it kind of sounds like somebody taking like a deep breath. I did notice watching What the Paranormal's video, they didn't get anything at all on that part of, as far as audio. But this picks up on mine really clearly. And I think, well, I'm not exactly sure how. It's pretty obvious. I'm going to go ahead and play it 3 times, but it's pretty obvious when it comes up.
Are you older than 4?
There's something every now and then with that wind blowing these leaves and stuff. It's tough to say what. Okay, this next one is from the voice recorder. It's right about that. It's actually a little bit after that last video clip, a couple of minutes, just as Amy is getting up after sitting in front of this headstone, Dora Cook's headstone. I don't even know what it is. It's another one of those. It could be something, could be nothing. But it's just a noise that caught my ear, and like I say again, I'll play the part I'm talking about 3 times. I wanted to get a long clip in there because I wanted to get Lainey talking about acorns in her butt.
Curving in my butt.
Alright, this last audio clip, and yeah, like I said, there's not a whole lot on this one, but this is probably about 6 to 7 minutes after that last one. Again, we're still in that same area, and there's a skunk sprayed out there at least once. Now the wind was kind of blowing from that way, so maybe they weren't that close. I don't know. We kept catching that whiff of skunk, and we're talking about that, and you kind of pick up a quick whisper. It almost sounds like a swear, like maybe they smelled a skunk too or something. I don't know, but if you can still smell skunk in the afterlife, that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's just a quick whisper, and like I say, we'll play it 3 times. Now there was one other part that, as I was going over the voice recorder, at one point we were hearing, which I don't think it really ever picked up on any of my audio, and I didn't even hear it every time. I only heard it that one time, but it kind of sounded like a car door shutting. Well, I parked a Jeep over there by the gate, and we decided, well, let's go over there and check it out and make sure. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the Jeep down here, because when I go to that cemetery, they've got a little trail out there I can get right to, over there by my mother's grave. And I said, I'm just going to do that. That's what I normally do when I come here anyway. Well, we shut all the video off, but I left my voice recorder on. And there was one part as we're pulling back around there, we had the radio on, and I just kind of wrote, even though I didn't remember the radio cutting out, I kind of wrote it off as, well, maybe that was kind of the radio cutting out another station kind of trying to bump in. But then something in the What the Paranormal video kind of caught my attention. So I'm going to play their part of the video first. I stole a piece of video from you. Don't copyright claim me, Amy. We'll take a look at this. And this is just a kind of an odd, almost electronic noise they picked up on their video. I'm going to play this one once.
It almost sounded like Mom.
Yeah. Now, this is the part in the car. Like I say, I would have just written this off and not thought anything about it if not for what picked up on that video. But take a listen to what I got in the car. Go park over there by my mama. I know she'll watch my vehicle for me. Again, they all be nothing. It could be something. It's just kind of odd. So that's pretty much it. It's there were things that, like I say, the odd thing about it to me is that there was so much that we heard with our own ears that didn't pick up on audio at all. I did pick up the Mom, which was right around the time that weird electronic sound on my video. None of that picked up. I did get the mom shout in the distance. But it's kind of hard to say if that means anything or not, because there were people, like I say, that's out in the country. There's people out there shooting guns and whatever they were doing, and that's kind of one of the downsides of these outside investigations is, you get the wind blowing, and it's October, and leaves are falling, and there's people out there, rednecks out there shooting guns, and animals running around, and so it's kind of tough to say. You hear a noise, it's kind of hard to say if it's anything or not. But we did pick up a little bit out there. Still don't have a horse breathing fire. I didn't see any headstones disappearing. Although we still couldn't find that CSA, the old Confederate soldier headstone. But as I recall, it was a smaller headstone, and the way people are now, somebody may have stole the doggone thing. But anyway, that's a little bit that we got. I'll leave links to the investigation video on this channel, and also What the Paranormal, their investigation video. And if you're new here, like and subscribe. Hopefully Amy and Laney won't copyright claim me and pull a WWE on me. Don't know how many more investigation videos I'm going to be able to do. Like I say, I'm supposed to be busy this time of year. As it turned out, October was not a very busy month for me. But by no doing of my own. Probably through the rest of this year, I'm not going to get much of a chance to go out. But we'll come up with more later on. And, of course, go check out the other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.